It's Cedu coming at y'all with a CK3 mod list video. Today we're going to be going over all the mods that I think are essential to playing CK3. Alright, starting off with number 1. It's got to be Shattered Worlds, man. Shattered World is such a good mod to just provide yourself with different experiences. If you've played too much of the base game, then I would highly suggest Shattered World. So what you do with Shattered World is you get to choose whether or not all countries bigger than counties get to break up. So you can choose to break them up to like duchies, kingdoms, or counties. And you just get to see all the big empires, just crumble at the very start of your game. And it just turns like the whole map into a free-for-all. So it's just whoever can, stake their claim the fastest. But yeah, highly recommend Shattered Worlds. Alright, I'm going to show you all how these Viet and Shattered Realms works. But you have to enable these before the start of the game. So definitely the most important right here. I personally like putting viet event atmosphere to all events. And that's pretty much the only setting I changed for that one. And then for the Shattered Worlds, I put it on counties. Yeah, look at that, man. I fucks with Shattered Worlds, bro. It is a very good mod. And number 2, we're going out with more religious doctrines. Now, this is probably one of the more in-depth mods that I have seen. It gives a whole lot more content to religions and stuff. So it makes makes a lot of religious choices kind of big. So for example, you're gonna have where people can believe in and if y'all aren't sure what the, religious doctrines do, just go check out my Head of Faith video and you should get caught up. Alright, let's take a look at the religious doctrines. So regularly, you'll just have main doctrines, and you won't have these belief doctrines right here. Those will not be in there. Okay, so these practice doctrines and these belief doctrines won't be in on the base game, but once you get more religious doctrines, they add infinitely more depth into religion. So let's see. Basically, we can look at our religious traditions. So this is how we read what we're supposed to be doing. And so if you have oral tradition, then you get +1 diplomacy, just for being a part of this religion. If you have the holy text, then you get +2 learning, or learning per level of devotion. And then if it's autonomous, you get -1 learning. Oh, I see. Yeah, autonomous would definitely be bad. You can choose what kind of gods you have. There's a bunch. It's so in depth. Honestly. And they all do things, you know what I mean? They all give you plus or minus something. You can figure out how the world's gonna end, you know what I mean? Very in-depth mod, bro. Honestly, y'all need to check out more religious doctrine. I personally have to say that the 769 Early Middle Ages bookmark mod is high-key a great one. I mean, if you ever like wanted to play like even before you could play like start in the base game, now you're going to be able to go all the way back to 769 and have more of like an early start. You get to see like a lot of cool guys like Charlemagne. I personally like starting like the earliest if I can, so you know what I mean. 769 is definitely my kind of. Yeah, number 4, we're gonna have to go with Viet events, a flavor and immersion event mod. So Viet is a dope mod, bro. It essentially just gives you a whole lot more interactable like events and things that happens. You know what I mean? You'll just be chilling, and then out of nowhere, your guy's gonna have like a bad dream or something like that, or he'll find like some gold on the side of the road or something. There's like a whole lot of them, and you have to make sure that you mess with the settings whenever you set it up so you can get the most out of it. And at number 5, we're gonna go with sadism. Sadism is a cool mod that basically allows you to like have more ability to control what happens in your dungeons. You know what I mean? So like, if there's a guy who, you know, got caught screwing your wife, and you somehow, you know, tell the guards to put him in jail, now you have the option to, you know, like castrate this guy. You could make this guy a eunuch or something, if that was your intention. You can like blind people, remove legs. I don't know. It's really cool. Like, you know what I mean? If you're having like some beef with somebody in the game, it definitely like makes a lot more nicer than just like torturing them, I guess. Who knew we needed more torturing in CK? That was the answer. That was what the game was lacking. Just alright, and this is what sadism does. So whenever he's in your place, you have the option to like castrate some guy, make him a eunuch, so if he doesn't own any titles, then he can't, like, he can no longer inherit them. He won't be able to marry or have kids. It definitely kind of, you know, screws the guy, and then you can blind him, which is a pretty nasty thing to do to somebody, honestly. It definitely does a lot to him. You can go so far as amputating a leg or an arm. It's pretty nice if you have if you're having some real beef with somebody in the game. You know what I mean? Somebody's just been like raiding you like over and over. All right, now let's get into the runner-ups. For runner-up number 1, we're definitely gonna have to go with extended nicknames, man. Extended nicknames is a great mod that basically adds like a whole lot more nicknames into the game, which I think we can all agree on is something that we would like to happen. And so what it does is it basically just goes based off of you being a giant, a dwarf, albino, something with North Germanic culture has to do with things. Depends on like prowess, injuries, how brave you are. Very good mod, man. At the second runner-up, we're gonna have to go with useful liege or vassal to arms. So what this does is essentially, you know, I mean the name definitely says the most, but essentially what this one does is if you have like a buddy, right, playing with you who's your vassal, and he needs your help in like a fight, right, then he can now call you if you're like, you know, in an alliance with them. Now, if you're like, you can call your liege or your vassals to help out. You know what I mean? I guess sometimes it doesn't really make sense if, you know, if somebody like just like invades your kingdom, right? And then you can't like call any of your vassals to help you. Like, what is that? They're gonna lose their shit too. You know what I'm saying? So I think that mod is like kind of nice. It makes sense to me, at least. And then at runner-up number 3, I'm definitely gonna have to put in full screen barbershop into this list, bro. Full Screen Barbershop is a very it's a very well done mod. It's like its goal is pretty simple. You know what I mean? It's basically you get to change how people look. But man, let me tell you, it's probably the most in-depth like barbershop you could ever find in this game. You get to change like clothing options, beards, hats, all sorts of things. You can change your wife's clothes, your children's clothes. You know, if you have some jerk you're trying to take over, but you can never remember which Muhammad he is, then put a fancy hat on him and you'll remember that forever. So you can change things like your beard, and it really has like all the options that you can like, you know, naturally get in the game. Oh, you can even change the color of his hair. You can also change like, you know, their pose, I guess. If you're interested in, you know, the more theatrical looking looks. Definitely a good mod. Alright, and the last one, we're gonna have to go with Medieval Coffin Dance, bro. This mod is great. I mean, who doesn't want to hear like this great song every time they die, or like their wife dies, or they outlive a child? Simple mod, but a well done one nonetheless. And then so with Viet, as you continue playing the game, you'll end up getting like random events happening. You know, like I had a bad dream. You like meet people like on the road. It's like a lot of cool things. And they all like do like small, minute like changes. Hell yeah, make sure y'all leave a like and a sub. Comment below if I helped y'all out in picking some mods. And if you're interested in learning how to become the Head of Faith, check out my Head of Faith video. But yeah, that's about it. See you out. Peace.